fantastic. My heading works out perfectly, doesn't it, the follow on? Set up for delivery, what next? So I couldn't have planned that any better. So as Mark just said, was that we are set up, we're almost there for level 2. What I want to look at is, where are we as an industry now, even though everything's ready for us? It's all ready for us, but where are we? And I can't help myself but stargazing, as which I know Mark tells me off for doing, but I'm always looking at what's next and where we're going next. So, as we've just heard, again, I couldn't have planned it any better. We have the PAS, we have the digital plan of works, protocol, matrix demands, uniclass, file-based collaboration and data. Mark's just shown us all that. And we're now going from good old-fashioned paper and models into real data that people can use. So that's what we've just heard, and that's where we are, and we're ready. We've just seen this as well, and if you like, the CapEx bit, when it comes down to it as a scale, will probably be this small, and the OpEx bit will be this big in relation to cost and amounts of money. And the question here is, how do we really help reduce that money, get the extra money from the operations part? And I think as an industry, in relation to BIM in the UK and where we are now, we're still heavily focused on that design stage. A little bit into construction and not a lot into the actual case of delivery and use of BIM in management. And I think we're setting ourselves up, and we're getting there for sure, and we have individual projects like Cook and Wood. The question is, how do we help have many more of them so we can make that 20% saving on everything across the board? Interestingly, in terms of where's the industry now, I was at the BIM for SMEs event. How many people were there? A fair few. And what was interesting, I don't want to sound negative at all, because I think it's fantastic that so many SMEs now are on the BIM journey and are looking at BIM and are doing BIM. But the one question I did raise, and I'll raise it again, was, well, what about the whole question of interoperability? Because it felt to me that we were very much talking about the use of 3D, 4D, maybe 5D models, proprietary models, and the use of them. Again, nothing wrong with that, because you have to use them. But what about interoperability? What about the interoperability questions of going forward? And what about the uptake of the tools and services and the products that the government wants us to use in relation to level 2? There wasn't a lot of talk about that. There was a lot of talk about the use of proprietary software, not a lot of talk of how we're actually going to use the level 2 stuff that's ready, and moving forward, the IFC and the level 3 type of integrated BIM. So I think that's where, as the SME market probably is at the moment. However, everybody's brought into this in relation to a little bit more effort at the beginning to make bigger savings through construction and in use, and make savings throughout the whole process. The industry, I think, is brought into that. But interoperability is one I think the industry hasn't quite got its head around, certainly at the SME level. So are we there now? Can we deliver level 2 now? Almost. We're pretty much there. I made a joke here, believe you me, take this as a joke. We could almost achieve level 2.5 now if we all use the same software. But we're not going to do that. That's not what's going to happen, because not everyone's going to say you buy the same proprietary software. Everyone's always going to use different things. And this is where we need to make sure that how this all comes together, how we have the open standards. There's still some small issues around taking data from proprietary models and getting them into open data exchanges such as COBie. Mark's mentioned the fact now in the digital plan of works there is checking, and we need to help the industry with getting information out of proprietary softwares and into the standard tools that government needs. So, what next? Yes, software vendors, software developers can help improve the COBie outputs. That's not beyond the wit of man. But by having this doesn't truly fix some of the interoperability issues going forward, and looking forward beyond where we are now. What about the use of common data dictionaries? That's mentioned within level 2. That's a piece of work that we need to do. What about the issues of software and how they collaborate? What about shared collaboration spaces? What about moving forward to more geometry, not much from COBie, but going to IFC? And what about the information delivery requirements? All of these aspects that will need to be brought together. They are to some degree being taken forward for level 2, but probably need to be taken forward towards fully integrated BIM. So in terms of the move to level 3, why a move to level 3? Well, as we've seen, a lot of the work that comes from the level 2 is data and information from specific points in time. And if managed properly with a great client, they can use that information to make savings. As Mark said, for sure, we can make savings. But what we really want is to have live data that we can use throughout the design and construction in use period to make savings and to understand the buildings throughout the whole life cycle. And that's the point for integrated BIM, level 3 BIM. And we have to sell that to people. We have to sell them the reason to want that information. The facilities managers and people who own buildings have to realise what it is and realise they actually want this. Because if they have that, they have more integrated systems where they can take data in near real-time basis, they can manage energy consumption better, they can manage their maintenance schedules better. So we need to sell as an industry the reason for pushing forward. What's the type of work that Building Smart needs to do? Yes, IFC. We have COBie at the moment. COBie was ready to go. If you like, IFC, when this came around, wasn't so much ready to go. IFC is virtually there. There's IFC 4 out for buildings, but we know for infrastructure, it's not perfect. You can use it for infrastructure at the moment, but it's not set up perfectly to do that. So there's still more work around infrastructure. Information delivery manuals and processes needs more work on, and the data dictionary, a common data dictionary not only for the UK but for internationally, is work that's needed. As I mentioned, we need to convince people why we need to go to IBIM. First, we need to make sure we deliver level 2 MUP. I appreciate that, and we need to get on with that, but we need to make the industry understand the point of having an integrated BIM, not snapshots in time, really helping the facilities manager really make the most of their buildings, fully integrated supply chains. A bit about Building Smart then. So I'm sure most of you know Building Smart, and what we've seen there, IFC was developed by Building Smart, and we're developing the data dictionary, all too slowly, but it has to be done, and it's the work that we're looking to do. And the point is that we're working with the government and with industry like yourselves to help move it forward, and that's why I'm stargazing a bit. How can we help develop these tools and processes to allow open BIM to be delivered effectively via integrated IBIM level 3? A bit about Building Smart. It's across the whole world, and I run the Building Smart chapter in the UK with Mark as the chairman, and BRE recently took control of the running of it. So in terms of what Building Smart in the UK is doing, we've got technical user groups and a management board looking at these specific issues, looking at the issues of how do we get open BIM standards and tools and protocols ready to move forward. So looking at what IFC development is needed to help with infrastructure. How do we get the data dictionary moving forward? How do we improve the process flow? Also we're looking at then is the skills agenda. Now, not skills agenda in relation to training people how to use proprietary software, but understanding open BIM in relation to the delivery here and now of level 2, but also moving forward. So we're training people on COBie, and we're training people on full level of open BIM knowledge, and developing the standards and tools needed for level 3. So just to show you here the type of work that we're up to in Building Smart, there's a technical working group that all members are able to go to on IFC development next week. There's COBie training on the 29th. There'll be the work for the data dictionary for members on May 24th, and level 20 on the 27th of June we'll be again looking at COBie and any extra work and things missing related to that. And then the other thing I mentioned earlier is we'll be launching very soon the first business project and design manager training on open BIM and open BIM delivery, and we're hoping to develop a competent person scheme to show that you're competent in not so much the full delivery of BIM, but the delivery of open BIM, open standard BIM. Building Smart members, lots of them. Just a few things about some of the projects that we're working on at the moment. So we've heard talk about the digital plan of works and a demand matrix. So we're trying to look at how we actually look at that governance and make it easier for people to understand what their roles in the supply chain are, whether you're a timber framer or an M&E contractor. What's your role within the supply chain, and how can you actually help achieve the delivery of BIM level 2 or level 3? So that's a product, a tool, if you like, that we're developing. And part of the Building Smart role is not only to develop the training and to develop the product, but also to develop tools and processes that help people deliver open standard BIM, non-proprietary information. Another thing we're working on is using the cloud for coordination. We heard that mentioned. How do we actually look at shared servers? How can we all work off unified models, integrated models? Quite a bit of work is needed on that. Again, mostly looking at a level 2 basis type of operations. So we have funding from the Technology Strategy Board with various partners to see how we improve that element. Mark's has mentioned regulations. So again, we have Technology Strategy Board funding, looking at how do we automate BREEAM, the Code for Sustainable Homes and Building Regulations. And we're quite far down on with this now. We're a year into this, and hopefully we will be able to get to a point where you can do building reg compliance at design stage with BIM, Code for Sustainable Homes compliance at design stage with BIM, and BREEAM. So we're quite far down the route of doing this work at this moment in time. So fingers crossed, within a year we should have something out there. Awful title, No Holy M's, a research project from Framework 7. But the point here, this is really about the use of level 3. Why to do level 3? Because what we're looking at here is how to manage the energy consumption in buildings by the facilities managers in a real-time basis. Now, without fully integrated BIM, we won't be able to do this. So we're developing ontologies to allow us to understand the buildings in a real-time basis through control systems and through monitoring and control systems, and allow, this is a really basic mock-up, but around buildings you have three-dimensional software, if you like, gaming platform, where the facilities manager will be able to see the energy consumption at the building at any moment in any time, and see the weather data and the in-use occupancy patterns of people, and we'll be able to do a real-time control of the building. This is the point of, if you like, level 3. This is what it's for, to improve the performance within buildings. So we're busy working on these types of research at the moment. Mentioned the training, so I will finish up by saying this will be out soon, and we're looking to help people with understanding the delivery of open BIM and BIM competency. So that's what I wish to say. Thank you very much. We always want members. You all should come and join Building Smart so you can be at the forefront of open BIM delivery in the UK. So I'll do my little marketing spiel. Please join, please speak to me. We need more members, and we need more people involved in the push for open standards and open BIM in the UK. So thank you very much.
Okay, so I'd just like to thank Mark and Nick. That was really interesting, actually. There was one or two things there which I'll probably ask you about later on. Okay, so we're going to follow up now with some roundtable discussions.